So you know that rushed Veda I did last night? Well, that game went on until 5:30 in the morning. And when it was over, I played Grand Chase with one of the players, Andrew, uh, until 5:45, and then I went to bed, and I just now woke up. But oh my god, it was crazy last night. It really was. I'm playing with my 3 best guy friends, Andrew, Chris, and Spencer. Spencer is our DM. It's his first time being a dungeon master, and of course we all agreed to be in his game, his very first game. So far it's turning out really awesome, and he promises to be a very, very good DM. I hope you're listening, Spencer. And Chris was a human cleric for a god. He was either neutral good or lawful good. I forget what he was. But he was a cleric, and I forget what the name of his god was. It started with a P, I think. I want to say Pashtun, but that's Arabic. It's from Afghanistan. Palor. I think that's it. And Andrew was a female catai, and a catai actually exists. It's like cat people. He was playing a cat girl, and he was a bard, and he had the lowest hit points I've ever seen, except for my sorceress in the other game. Oh my god, I always use the dice roller, the D&D dice roller on here, which is kind of hard to find in my 14 million tabs that are always up. But, when I do find it when I roll, it likes me a lot better than my actual dice. My actual dice hate me. They really do. They can't stand me. The last time we played in person, I was playing an elf sorceress with my bat familiar, and we were in a tavern that was burning down, and my bat familiar had a crushed wing, like the bones in his right wing were powdered, and he was unconscious. So I was running, holding him like a baby, and you know what? I'm going to get him because he's right here in my bed. This is Zyfree. He's got a wire in his wing, so when Chris, who was our DM at that point, told us it was powder, this is what I did with his wing. Like, bent it all on the side. It says Zyfree was unconscious. I had actually taken off my jacket and wrapped it around him, like in real life, and I was holding him like this. But yeah, so we were running through this magical hallway, through a magical door. And when we opened up the magical door, we were outside. And then Chris says, everyone roll your reflex right now. Keep in mind the tavern's on fire. Everybody rolled higher than a 15. I rolled a natural 1. Do you know what happened to me? The building fell on top of me. And then Chris said, you know, let's end the game here. And the only reason we knew I was alive is because Zyfree, with his crushed wing, crawled out with a healed wing, and if a sorceress or a sorcerer dies, and so does their familiar. So that's how we know I was still alive. But we never continued that game, and now I know what happens at the end because Chris says it's discontinued. So you get to learn about all the cool shit that would have happened and all the cool shit that did happen that I kicked you from the Skype call because I decided you couldn't hear it yet. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. I can't find where to put him on my crazy desk. It's my character sheet to the game I'm going to talk about. I'll just continue holding it. So anyway, last night's game. As I was saying, the D&D dice roller, it likes me a lot more than my real dice, and I'm rolling really well on almost everything. I haven't gotten a single natural 1 the entire game. I think the lowest thing I've rolled is... did get a couple natural ones, but it was on stuff that didn't matter. I think the lowest roll I've gotten is a 7 the entire game. I keep rolling crazy on my hit points. I'm level 3. My first, am I level 3? I think I'm level 3. Whatever. The point is, I'm level 3. My hit points are 63. That's crazy. But, so, we have to get away. Andrew's cat eye is, hyper as fuck. And we all have to get away. She's drunk. She's drunk off her ass. And kind of asleep. She's taking a cat nap in the back of the wagon. And, I'm driving the wagon. Chris rolls his first bad roll of the game, and nothing really all that drastic happens. I roll my first bad roll of the game, and I crash the cart. It says, roll your spot. There's that 7 I was talking about. You don't see it, and then the wagon explodes. And you're flown forward here, and he replaces my dot on the I scribble board map. Turns out it was a flesh golem. And we are trying to smack the shit out of it. And Andrew's bard, cat eye bard, is since he's playing a female, he is Chris's cleric's love interest, and Chris is already kind of forsaking his god for her because he's going against his god for her. So it's because of her that he's losing his cleric powers. We find this crazy shit medallion that they want to kill him over because he has seen it. That's it. That's all they want to kill him over. And so we're fighting this flesh golem, and Chris is smacking it with his mace, and I'm smacking it really hard with my battle axe. I'm doing a lot of damage. Spencer says we're not hurting it. So it's like you plunge your battle axe into its arm, but it gets stopped by the fat, or some other disgusting thing. And then Andrew's kind of stopped being a bard as soon as he got his crossbow and became an archer. But so he's behind the thing, and he shoots it in the back. He shoots it in the back of the shoulder. So the thing turns around. It rushes at Andrew, and Andrew, being a bard, has really low hit points. We were level 2 when we fought this thing. When I was level 2, I had 47 hit points. Wait. No, we are level 4. I forgot. Crap, I crossed it out. That means we were level 3 when we fought it. When we were level 3, I had 47 hit points. When Andrew was level 2, he had 16. I think he could roll a d8 for that. So he couldn't have gotten more than, 8 more hit points. I think. I don't know. But his hit points were really low, and he was already hurt because he got hurt in the blast. I think. Point is, he was already hurt. The thing smacks his head, and his head is flattened because it hit him that hard that it killed him. And Chris's cleric just when it's 3 o'clock in the morning, or 2 o'clock in the morning, or whenever this happens, and everybody is asleep, I'm not going to scream. And Chris screamed, "Resin!" And he ran over to Andrew's character, just going, no, because they were lovers. They were very grudging lovers. And he casts Sanctuary so the thing can't hit him. So I said I yell in rage, because I'm not going to actually yell in rage at 2:30 in the morning. I roll natural 20, chance for a crit, natural 20. I rolled a 10. My battle axe crit is times 3. I am minus the 5. I hit it for 25 points of damage, and it didn't die. But then Chris leaps up, grabs it by its latches onto its shoulders, grabs it by its mouth, and rips the top of its head off in just fury. And then he takes the medallion, and they want to kill him over, and he throws it to the ground. And then he says, he says to my dwarf fighter, I'm the tank of the group, says, take her body and bury it somewhere. You're not coming with me. Because he had already told us not to come with him before, and I told him we were definitely coming, and Russin was attached to him at the hip. So he says, you're not coming. And I'm like, I am coming. It's like, I'm not going to be responsible for anyone else's death. And I'm like, you're not. It's my own choice whether I follow you or walk away. Maybe we'll just travel in the same direction for a while. But, so he storms off. I pocket the medallion, and Spencer says, that's good, because if you left that behind, it was the end of the story, so I'm curious to see what'll happen with that. And I pick up Ressin. We find a nice tree, and we bury her. He takes the traditional cat-eye collar, and puts it around his wrist. And then he says, train me to be a fighter. And I said, training montage! And then Spencer says, it's a couple days later, and Chris is now a master fighter. And then we got attacked by that same flesh golem that we killed. I think it was the same one, but we got attacked by a flesh golem. It knocks out Chris, uses him as a weapon, and smacks me in the head with Chris until I, with subdual damage until I'm out, and I pass out. And then I wake up, and I'm in a medic caravan, and Chris is nowhere to be found. I am taken to the Cat-Eye village, where I meet Andrew's new character, because he doesn't want to leave the game. And I'm freaking out, because the thing broke my leg, which means I can't move, and I'm like, oh god. They use magic to heal it, but I'm like, it's been 3 days too long. I get to have my own mild freak out. 3 days too long, 3 days is too long. He might be dead for all I know, but if he wasn't dead, he might be dead now. I need to be out there searching for him. Fuck. Oh my god, he had the medallion. Oh my fuck, what if they got it? Oh god, I don't know what would happen if they got it, but it probably wouldn't be anything good. And then Andrew had to try to snap me out of it, and I shoved him in a backpack. But then we got on a boat, and we arrived in one of the 3 cities that Spencer mentioned, and I forgot which city we had agreed to go to before we were attacked by the second flesh golem. And then I'm trying to ask Chris, and Chris isn't replying, and he's like, sorry guys, I'm still here. Like, why are you here? In case my dad walks in. And so I typed it, saying, Chris, were we going to the elf city or Altair? Because I'm gonna assume the elf city if you don't tell me, because I forgot where we were going. If you cannot speak, type it very slowly and silently, 1 letter at a time. But he didn't reply at all, so we assumed he went off. Because Chris on Skype is always invisible, which makes it really hard to tell when he's offline and when he's not. So we just ended the game there. But when it was Chris's turn to play, oh my god, it was crazy awesome. We ran into like this undead human, but I want to call him a half-giant. I'm picturing like Hagrid, almost, because he's a good couple feet taller than Chris. He's twice my size when I'm a dwarf. And he's obscenely fat, according to Spencer. And he put them in an arena where they started fighting, and Chris's rolls were incredible. They were nuts. And it was I guess it was a lover's rage, I guess, but like the thing picks him up, so he strangleholds him and whips his torso down and flips the thing over, and then starts punching him, and then the thing rips him off and throws him and shit, and it keeps trying to smash the Hulk smash, but nothing's hitting. And then what Chris does in the end is he leaps up, strangleholds him again, and because he thinks he's gonna die, and he wants to avenge Andrew, and he wants to avenge Russ and Alice, he plunges his thumbs into this brute's eye socket and blinds it and every time he'd stranglehold it like 3 times. It would like fall backwards, but then he'd roll a crazy reflex and duck out. Yeah, he plunges his thumbs into this thing's reflex, into this thing's eye sockets, and permanently blinds it. So he's like, "This is so awesome! I put a permanent disability on my mortal enemy," and then he's knocked out, and wakes up in a forest. He's like, "Why do I wake up somewhere different every time I'm unconscious?" Oh, and he broke his ankle too. So now we're trying to find each other. I have no idea he's alive. He has no idea I'm alive, and we're out of time, and this makes me sad.